Alright, good morning, solar YouTubers. It is Thursday, November the 6th of 2025. I do have cooking breakfast, so that's what I'm consuming. And the watts is 602 watts, so that looks about right. I'm charging up a DeWalt battery off of the Vevor. So the Vevor is running, that's the load. So if sun don't come in pretty soon, it's going to start charging. Alright, so I had a comment last night, did a video on it late, and I'm doing another video here. Their star of the show. Hold on. Sorry about that, I had to get my bacon off and put the ham on. I was up to about 1:30, 2 o'clock last night doing research on these lithium batteries. So I had a comment was saying that while I'm running this battery, that I am going through these cycles really quick. Okay, so this Yagelich, however you want to pronounce that, these have a 4,000 watt cycle, 4,000 life cycle. Okay, so what is a cycle in a lithium ion phosphate battery? A cycle is when you go from 100% down to 0, back up to 100. That's considered one cycle. And this can do that 4,000 times. Okay? If you take that, if I do go from 0 to 100, I'm at 100 down to 0 and back, it's going to take me 10 years to go through those 4,000 cycles. If I do that every single day, it would take me 10 years. So the cycle is not an issue. Okay, now if I go from 100 to 50 back up to 100, that's considered a half a cycle. Okay, and then the next day when I do the same thing, that's continued a cycle. Okay, so a cycle is from 100 to 0 back to 100. So what I'm doing on my batteries, I'm going from 100 to 60 back to 100. So that's not even a little over a quarter of. So if I go from a 0 to 75 back to 0, I'm at 100. I get 4 of those cycles, quarter cycles, to equal one cycle. So yes, when I do charge this up every day from the solar or from the AC, it doesn't matter. It's getting charged up. That's, I'm using a portion of a cycle. It's not a full cycle. So technically, on paper, I can run these batteries for like 20 years because I'm not depleting them all the way down. The cycles do add up, but they add up if you go from 100 to 0 back to 100. That's one cycle, but I'm only going to 60 and back up. Not even that sometimes. So that little portion, I'm discharging and charging back up. It's going to be literally 20 years or so before I run through this cycle, the 4,000 cycles. Like I said, if I go from 0 to 100 back to 0, I'm at 100 to 0 back to 100. I got 10 years of doing that once a day. So how I'm charging this is no big deal. Even people who live off grid, don't have grid power coming in. They're living off solar panels and batteries. They got the same issue. And it's not an issue, okay? These LiPo batteries here, okay? These Red Odos, same thing. So I am, depleting it down to, 80% or whatever, then charge it back up. I'm never going to go through these life cycles. I'm just going to be 20 some years before I do that. So I just want to, the comment was made. I really didn't know a whole lot on it. I know no YouTubers has ever said that the batteries has failed because they went through the life cycles. The batteries fail because it's some kind of a physical issue. I haven't seen one YouTuber at all who said they went through their 4,000. Even at 4,000 cycles, if I go through my 4,000 cycles, it's no longer at 100, it's at 80%. So from 80 to 0, I still got use of the battery forever. So technically, on paper, these batteries, I can use this forever. So I just want to touch that up. I did do the research. I did study last night to about, like I said, 1:30, 2 o'clock, somewhere in there. I don't quite remember. I'm tired. So I would never, ever, ever, ever go through the life cycles. I'm 52, so it's going to be 70 some years old before I go through the life cycles. Now, when these batteries break down, it's going to be the BMS or it's going to be something physical. It's not because of I went through the life cycles. So as I do it now, I do probably, I go down to 40% that I use. So I have almost 2.5 charging cycles before it's considered a cycle. So on that note, it does look like a nice clear day. What I can see down south is this the start of the show. And in my apartment is a trash, but I don't care. That's all the Jeep stuff. It looks pretty good to the north. Little clouds up over there. But it looks like I'm being my good charging day. I'm out of town again today, doing my job. I am running the battery charger off of the Vevor. Cooking some ham. So I am quite impressed with this new way. I cook everything on it now. Here, Thanksgiving's coming up and Christmas. I'm gonna have to use a stove. I gotta make here pretty soon, couple weeks. I gotta make my famous spaghetti sauce. I can't really eat it anymore, but that's what I got. So I'll let you guys go. You guys have a good morning. I'll talk to you later.